Hello everyone, welcome back to PommyInOz. Hope we're all doing really well. Firstly, massive thank you, we've hit 1900 subs. Unbelievable darts. If we can try and get the remaining 999 from now till the start of the season, that would be the goal. Goal was 2000, it was a huge target. I can't believe we're nearly there. So I can't thank you enough. Absolute legendary work from everyone. These guys below went a step further. They became members of the channel. You can do that by joining. That would be grouse if you do that. It helps us do things like sponsor Domaku, do the giveaways, whatnot. Head on to Pommy Sports Almanac. A few of you as well have got involved, bought the merch, bought some posters, etc. Really does mean the world and allows us to make content and yeah, whatnot. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you very much if you've done that. And we've got a game coming up. How exciting is that? The men finally return to action tomorrow. I will be live on the Blue Abroad channel to give you a blow-by-blow account of what's going on. But what we're going to talk about today is something really exciting. The 5 things to look out for tomorrow. So firstly, and I think this one goes without saying, I am looking at the Dow problem. I will be looking really closely at the guys that are going to be putting their hand up. There's a few of them in my mind that I think will be putting their hand up for him. But the one guy that I'm really looking at, because Diesel mentioned him this year, was Mr. was Paddy Dow. And what I'm looking at, particularly in this game here, is I'm looking, can Dow step up into that role? This is an opportunity. We know that he's gone back to basics. I remember speaking to Diesel in an interview on Blue Abroad about him, and it was very similar that he needed to go back to basics. It sounded a lot like he was inside his own head. He is a guy that I feel like has definitely been overcoached. I think when I go back to his Bendigo career, he was ahead of Chera. Probably, in my opinion, he probably had more pluses at that point than Chera. Chera probably had the better grounding, but there was a lot more probably ticks in the Dow camp for someone that you thought would be a bit more explosive, particularly around stoppages. And I think Carlton kind of overcoached it out of him. I think you look at SPS as well. Over the years, you've seen that willingness to take the game on has gone, and it's become safety first. And I think players like Dow, they need that kind of cut. You've got to remember that Bendigo Pioneers, he was likened to Dangerfield, a guy that bursts from stoppages, and his plan B is boot the ball forward. That has definitely been coached out of him. And in a right structure and a right system, good players do that. They have just territory gainers because they've got a good forward system that allows them to retain the ball when he kicks it forward. I look at the template for Dow, probably the North game, where he had 24 touches, 2 tackles, 5 inside 50s, 5 clearances. He really got involved. He led the game that way, even ahead of Sam Walsh in the aesthetic of inside 50s and clearances, was really imposing and looking to take the game on. That is what I think Dow is capable of for 4-6 weeks. You've got to remember, what we're asking is 4 to 6 weeks. It's 4 to 6 weeks of what? A 23-week season? We're not asking a lot. So for me, I am looking to see the signs that Dow is there. And I think he's got a great opportunity here with Hewitt, with Chera, with Cripps and Ed Kerno rolling through there to protect him. He's got really the sky's the limit. It's the easiest job Walsh has ever had now with them guys around him. Should be straightforward for Dow now because there's no excuses. He is a guy that has been in the AFL system a long time. People have got to remember that. 2017 is his 5th year. People have won Brownlows from there. So no more young excuses. It's now or never. The second thing I'm looking at is something that I'm really pleased. Me and Terry have been banging this guy's drum. Oscar Mcdonald. He evidently now is the key position. He's the numero uno, as we suspected based on it. I'm looking forward to seeing how that backline works. Is it going to be a backline that I predict that Oscar McDonald's going to be the stay-at-home backman, giving Wheater in a bit more freedom, which then frees up Plowman, frees up Kemp, and whoever rolls around down that back end, McGovern particularly, who looks like the intercept mark guy. I am really keen to see that. Really keen to see how that looks. Because for me, my one issue with Mr. Jones was, I think that he got better, was Walsh, was Wheatering. He got better. A lot better. And in that terms, what he did then was he really they worked against each other, Jones and Wheatering. The top back lines now, we've seen the model with Melbourne, we've seen the model with the Dogs, Port. They have a stay at home and then they have a smaller interceptor, and the other tall is an interceptor, but one just lives in the pocket of the full forward. I'm really excited to see how that works. You've got Max King, and that is for me the ultimate test. You're going to see how that works, because Max King has really all the ticks that everyone has in the AFL as a forward. He's probably a 6 out of 10 across the board, so it's a really good example. I'm looking forward to see how that works. And from that goes on to point 3, the ability to transition. Carlton, when we transition, it's panic. It's get the ball forward. And then that also puts pressure on our ability to defend the transition. With that change now, does that create a change in structure? Are we going to see more run and stun off halfback? We have some talented users there now. Adam Sard, Zach Williams. I want to see how that looks. I want to see, is the handball used to keep the players in position in certain parts of the ground, particularly the 2/3 of the ground, the forward and the final third? Is it used efficiently, which then keeps the midfield in check? I am super keen to see that. And number 4, an exciting one this, a guy that we know that Pommy loves, and that is Mr. Brodie Ken. This guy, for me, was the steal of the draft. I said it at the time, I'm really excited. We know his game-winning ability up forward. It was something that was really standout. He was a forward and a backman, and then had that 2019 year where he played 2 games, which he had some midfield time. This is a guy that we know is huge in the contested work. He's a big guy. He loves coming in as that third forward, particularly when he was at Bendigo, and especially for Victoria, Vic Country, and looking to turn the game. He was a guy that they threw forward. That South Australia game, it is on YouTube. Check that out. They threw him up forward late. He caused issues for them, and he took the winner. He is a real supreme athlete. He's someone that I really think, with the McKay injury, has got a real opportunity here to show, because I think Carlton lack a swingman. And I think nowadays that the swingman is such an important role. He is someone that I can see really being that polyfiller in game. When things aren't going, you throw him in there. He loves the contest, strong in the air, exceptionally clean. He's very quick as well for a 192 boy. I'm really excited about seeing how that looks and how Michael Voss uses him. I think it's a really understated one. And number 5, what I'm looking at here is the work around stoppages. Now, we know that when Teague used to coach us, the fall of the ball would come here, and Carlton traditionally naturally drifted behind the ball like this, with these two here coming in off the wing, off the outside of the square, to try and protect the outside run. Now, what this causes is you're always behind the 8 ball. Your best case scenario is you win the stoppage and you're going to have to punt it forward because you haven't got people going this side of the ball towards goal. But what I'm looking forward to is Carlton going to be bold from here? Is the ball going to fall down and we're going to see this modern day way of where you literally get your side? You get your forward side and you're looking to create a block here for the runner here. And this is going to be Dow's job here. He's going to be looking to run through. Chera and Hewitt are going to win the ball with Cripps. And they're going to look to handball through the middle and off you go. With this wide man here looking to create that overlap. That is the modern day in them centre clearances and in stoppages. All the top teams do it. The Doggies do it. Melbourne are key exponents of this. Key class exponents of this skill. That is the modern day. It's not a weak, it's not a cowardly way of playing football. The former way is a cowardly way of playing football. What you're doing is effectively looking to contain the damage, hemorrhage. Top teams play on the counter, play on the front foot, look to take the game on. And that is something that Voss has been talking about. Powerful brand. I am expecting a game style that is manic moving forward, that is really looking to be at the fall of the ball and have runners in and around that contest. No more kicking and hoping, more when the ball hits the deck, we're there, we're first to the ball, we're hard, we've got a body over. For me, that is the biggest thing that I'm looking for. Side notes to that, I'm looking to see how they run. Teague's sides were horrific in the fourth quarter. You could see that they weren't worked hard enough. They weren't prepped hard enough. You could see that the game style was not there to manage for 4 quarters. I want to see management. I want to see these boys still sprinting in the fourth quarter, because what we've seen is the game style since COVID, top teams have game management. Carlton didn't. Carlton probably had one of the worst game managements behind St Kilda last year than any side in the comp. They fell off a cliff, and that is a real important thing to know. That is something that I'm looking for. We've got 3 games here where we're really going to see what it's about. We've got a team that we have to beat, who will be fighting for that 8th spot. I predict 2 will jump out of the 8. Then we've got Melbourne, who are the guys you're chasing. And then it starts with Richmond, the last team with a dynasty. That is where we're looking for. We're looking for these fitness levels, because every year come round 1, we're behind the 8 ball in the fourth quarter. That is something that must change, because if it hasn't changed by round 1, you ain't finding them fitness levels throughout the year. People are already ahead of you. You're playing catch up. That's what I'm looking for. Please come and join me. Come and say hello for you interstaters. I'm really looking forward to that. That is something that really turns me on as well, that I do sacrifice going to the footy because I enjoy spending time with you guys and girls. So it's much appreciated that you support it, and I bring a little bit of home to you guys and girls. Much love. Enjoy your week. Pom out.